can never tell if you guys can see that or if it's just, I don't have my glasses on. Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to go over my reasons why I think 531 by Wendler is a fantastic beginner program and what some of the benefits of it are. Before I do that, I have to get the whiteboard of knowledge up. All right, well, so there are some primary reasons why I like the 531. The three biggest reasons are you use the big four compound movements, which are overhead press, squat, deadlift, and bench press. Next reason is that you start light and you progress slowly. Now let me get into what each of those means. So using the big four are compound movements, which means you're using a lot more of your muscles in your body. What that equates to is when you're starting out, that gives you a lot more muscle being used per lift. So you're actually building more muscle overall, as opposed to an isolation exercise like a bicep curl, where you're primarily building just your bicep, maybe a little forearm. The four big lifts are involving multiple muscles, and that's fantastic for beginners. The next reason for this program that I like so much is starting light. So you start at 10% less than your 1 rep max. So let's say you're just starting out and you test out your 1 rep max for squat and you find out that you can squat 150 pounds. You subtract 10% from that, and that is your starting weight. That's your training weight, is what Wendler calls it. So that's your training max, if you will. So just to make the math easy on myself, we're gonna say that you deadlift or squat, and you squat 100 pounds. So your training max, what you base all of your percentages off for all of the lifts, is gonna be 100 or 90 pounds, 10% less than that. So you're starting very light, and then you progress slowly, which means you're not trying to jump up as high as you can based off of what you did recently. And I'll go over what that all means in just a moment. All right, so the way this breaks down for progress is pretty simple. First, I'm gonna go over the sets and reps, and it's basically broken down into a 4-week cycle. So week 1, you're gonna do your work sets, you're gonna do warm-ups first, and then you're gonna do your work sets of 5 reps, increase the weight a little, 5 reps, increase the weight a little, 5 plus. Week 2 is 3, 3, and 3 plus. Week 3 is 5, 3, and 1 plus. That's where the 5, 3, 1 comes in. And week 4 is a deload week, which is where you're gonna be using much less than your training max as a percentage. The percentages break down for each week: 65, 75, and 85% of your max, training max, not your true 1 rep max. Week 2 is gonna be 75 or 70, 80, and 90% of your training max. Week 3 is gonna be 75, 85, and 95% of your training max. So the way that would look, in our previous example, we were talking about 100 pounds. If 100 pounds is your training max, or your true max, so 90 pounds is your training max, then the way that would break down is your first week, you would do your warm-ups, and then you'd do 5 reps at 60 pounds, rest, then you do 5 reps at 70 pounds, and then rest, and then you do 5 plus reps at 75 pounds. And what the plus reps mean is simply you do a minimum of the 5, 3, or 1, and then as many more as you possibly can. So that's the way it breaks down in a week-by-week basis, and then I'll go over the way it increases. So once you get down to the 4th week, you're about to start week number 5, it's really, really, really simple. So in this example, we're using 90 pounds as our training max. So for week 5, all we're gonna do is, and you can apply this to any, but let's just say 90 pounds is our training max. So for your lower body lifts, like squat and deadlift, you're gonna increase the training max, which in this case was 90 pounds. You're gonna increase it by 10 pounds. So now you're at 100 pounds. And then you run your percentages off of that 100 pounds. You're gonna increase your upper body lifts, so bench press and overhead press. Again, if we're using an example of 90 pounds for training max, we're gonna increase that by 5 pounds. So you're gonna be at 95 pounds. And then again, you do your percentages off of the new training max. And you just keep progressing like that. Every 4 weeks you take, or every 4th week you take a deload week. The following week you've increased your training max 10 pounds on your lower body, 5 pounds on your upper body, and you just keep progressing. And that's how that works. Now the cool thing about this is that you can do it in a couple of different ways. There's 3 primary programs, I guess you say, within 531. The first one is called Boring But Big. And I know that's a horrible G, but whatever. First one's called Boring But Big. All that is you do your primary lift for, say, squats. And when you're done doing your 5+ or your 3+ or your 1+, you drop the weight down to about 40% of your training max. So in this case, it would be about 35, 40 pounds, using the 90 pound as an example. And you do 5 sets of 10. And then you do 1 other assistance exercise. This is all for assistance exercises for making a program. So it's pretty straightforward. It's very boring because you're doing the same exercise over and over again, but you are doing a lot of volume. So not only are you building strength by increasing incrementally, but you're also increasing your volume, which is how you build, muscle mass. Whereas increasing the weight is how you build strength. So that's boring but big. Another one, which is just specific assistance exercises, is called the Triumvirate. I'm not going to go over the specifics on that one. And then the last one is, I'm not doing jack shit today, which is essentially you just go in and you do your training maxes. You do your 4 big lifts. You do the 5-3-1 or the 5-5-5 or the 5 or the 3-3-3. Do your plus sets, and then you're done. And that's pretty much it. It's a very straightforward program. It's an excellent program. And the primary reason I think it's really good for beginners is because it gives you compound movements. So you get a lot of muscles activated. It gives you the 4 big lifts, which will carry over to any other lifts you're doing. And it gives you an enormous number of assistance exercises that you can do to complement those lifts as you progress. So my recommendation is to try this program out. I'll put a link in the description down below for where you can pick the program up, or you can get it at Amazon, or you can get it anywhere you buy books. You get it in PDF or ebook or a paperback book. But I highly recommend this program. I'll also put a link in the description to the exact programming that I'm using with the assistance exercises. You can pick that up for free. And then anything else you guys want to know, ask questions. If you want to know how long I've been running this or how long I'm going to run this, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think what you guys have as your favorite program, whether you like 5x5 or some other program. Just let me know. I appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, and do not forget to subscribe. Still tons of people watching, and most of them aren't subscribed. So do better. Have a good one, guys.